There is a place in America where the ground itself is alive. Millions of tourists walk across it every single year, taking photos of geysers. Almost none of them realize what they are actually standing on. Beneath their feet, under the postcard meadows, sleeps a monster. A chamber of molten rock large enough to swallow entire cities. This is Yellowstone, the most beautiful national park on Earth, and also one of the deadliest forces this planet has ever created. It has erupted before, 3 times, and each time it changed the world. The last time it went off, humanity didn't even exist yet. Today, the internet loves one word about it: overdue. So let's ask the question nobody wants answered. What if Yellowstone erupted tomorrow morning? Not a movie version, the real scenario, step by step. What happens in the first hour, the first week, the first decade? Where you'd want to be, and where nothing could save you. Fair warning, the truth is worse than the myth in some places, and in others, it will surprise you completely. Because at the end of this story, everything you fear about Yellowstone flips. But first, you need to understand what a supervolcano actually is. Mount St. Helens in 1980 blew away 1 cubic kilometer of rock. A Yellowstone supereruption ejects up to 1,000 times more. There is no mountain to explode. The ground itself becomes the weapon. Tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. The first sign is not fire, it's the ground. Thousands of earthquakes ripple through Wyoming in a matter of hours. Roads crack, geysers fall silent, animals flee the park in waves. Then, the floor of the caldera begins to rise, meters in hours. The rock above the magma chamber stretches like the skin of a drum. And then, it breaks. The eruption does not start with one blast. It starts with a ring. A circle of vents tears open 80 kilometers wide. Columns of ash and gas punch 30 kilometers into the sky. The sound alone shatters windows hundreds of kilometers away. Around the park, day turns into absolute night within an hour. Then come the pyroclastic flows. Avalanches of gas and rock at 700 degrees, moving faster than a Formula One car, uphill. Everything within 100 kilometers is erased. Not burned, erased. 3 states become a dead zone in a single afternoon: Wyoming, Montana, Idaho. There is no evacuation from this circle. There never was a plan that works. If you are inside it, the story ends in minutes. But here's the thing. The kill zone is not the real catastrophe. 99% of the damage hasn't even started yet. Because the true weapon of a supervolcano is not fire. It's what goes up, and what must come down. Ash. Not soft campfire ash. Microscopic shards of volcanic glass. The column spreads out in the stratosphere like a gray umbrella. Winds carry it east across the entire United States. Within a day, it begins to fall like deadly gray snow. Denver gets buried under 1/2 meter. Salt Lake City chokes. 1,000 kilometers away, farms disappear under 10 centimeters of glass dust. Even New York and Washington see the sky turn yellow, then gray. Breathing it shreds your lungs from the inside. Wet ash weighs like concrete. Roofs across the Midwest start to collapse. It gets into every engine, every turbine, every water supply. Air travel across North America stops completely for months. Power grids short out, one state after another. And then, the real blow lands. Food. The American Midwest feeds hundreds of millions of people. Corn, wheat, soy, the breadbasket of the Western world. All of it is now buried under abrasive, poisonous dust. One country loses its harvest in a week. Global grain prices don't rise, they detonate. Countries ban food exports overnight. Shelves empty in places that never saw the ash. A volcano in Wyoming starts food riots on other continents. And still, this is not the worst part. The worst part is invisible, and it's already in the sky. Along with the ash, the eruption pumps out sulfur dioxide, megatons of it. In the stratosphere, it turns into a haze of tiny droplets, a mirror wrapped around the entire planet. It reflects sunlight back into space, and Earth begins to cool. Not by a fraction of a degree, by several degrees, for years. This has happened before, on a much smaller scale. In 1815, a volcano called Tambora erupted in Indonesia. The next year, Europe called it the year without a summer. Snow fell in June. Harvests failed. Famine swept continents. And Tambora was a firecracker compared to Yellowstone. Now scale it up. Growing seasons collapse across the northern hemisphere. Monsoons stutter. Rivers of rain shift away from billions of people. Harvests fail not for 1 year, but for 5, maybe 10. The math of food becomes the math of survival. Prices, then rationing, then borders closing like doors slamming. Migrations begin that make every crisis before look like a rehearsal. Civilization doesn't die in the eruption. It frays in the winter after it. Scientists call it a volcanic winter. Historians would call it a new era. The eruption lasts weeks. The consequences last a generation. That is what one restless piece of ground in Wyoming can do. And now, here is where everything you've just felt gets flipped. Remember that word from the beginning? Overdue. It's a lie, or rather, a myth built on bad math. Yellowstone erupted 2.1 million, 1.3 million, and 640,000 years ago. 2 gaps. That's not a schedule. That's not even a pattern. Volcanoes don't keep calendars. They don't owe us an eruption. The real odds of Yellowstone going off in any given year? About 1 in 700,000. You are more likely to be struck by lightning this year. And the magma chamber the internet loves to fear? Scientists have mapped it. Most of it is solid rock, not ready to erupt at all. Yellowstone is one of the most monitored places on the planet. If it ever truly woke, we would see the warning signs long in advance. So why does the overdue myth refuse to die? Because fear is profitable. Headlines about apocalypse sell better than geology. Every few months, someone resells you the same sleeping monster. You weren't afraid of a volcano. You were afraid of a story about one. But here's the final twist. The monster is real. Just not this one. Earth holds around 20 supervolcanoes, and on geological time, one will erupt. Not tomorrow, not on a schedule, but someday, somewhere, yes. We are the first civilization in history able to see it coming. The question was never whether the ground will shake. It's whether we'll be ready. Yellowstone isn't a countdown. It's a reminder. You live on a planet that is alive.